There are three important things you want to leave behind when your earthly journey has finished. Three important things to leave behind. One is your pictures. Take a lot of pictures. Record all the events. It's one of the 20th century phenomenons, being able to capture the event. See, a couple hundred years ago, there was no chance unless somebody could draw or paint or, you know, try to draw some kind of likeness of the scene or the person or what was going on. There was just no pictures, right? When did pictures come? 1860, something like that? Around the Civil War period, and especially for the last 100 years. I mean, all of us are fascinated by old pictures. Did you ever go through the old albums, right? Grandmother and great-grandmother, and the, you know, what you wish was there was a lot more pictures, right, of where they lived and what they did and who they were with and what they saw and what the scenes were. And, you know, there's just a few pictures. So make sure one of the legacies you leave behind are all these pictures that have recorded your life and where you went and what you did and who you were with and so on, right? All of the pictures. Leave behind a good set of pictures. The next thing you leave behind is your library. Leave behind this wealth of information that you've gathered up, that you've personally selected, that you've touched and you've read, and it's molded and shaped and helped to design your life. It'll be a major legacy to leave behind. Your library. It's a treasure. And third is your journals. Can you imagine how valuable those journals will be if you keep them now the rest of your life? All of your ideas and thoughts and notes, and things you've gathered up over the years, that might be a whole library in itself. Mine now is quite a growing library of journals I've kept over the last 20-some years. Incredible. I was in my motorhome not long ago up in Oakland. I did a seminar one evening and somebody broke into my motorhome. And they took cameras and tape recorders and leather briefcases, you know, and a whole lot of stuff, which I didn't mind. You could really care less, right, about the things. But they took one briefcase that had in it some of my journals that I didn't have any copies of. Treasures. No telling what I would give to get those back. But that's how important your journals will become if you'll keep them and just go back through them. But you can imagine, see, the legacy you leave behind when people can go back, right? Children, grandchildren, whatever, can go back and just, there's your life. There's your thoughts, right? There you are on the pages of these journals and where you went and what you thought was good to make note of and the goals that you've had and the things you've checked off and what you've accomplished. Great legacy to leave behind. Your journals, your library, and your pictures. So just do that consciously, because we all consciously want to leave some things behind that have meaning to other people. Okay? Your personal development library. Now, a library also is something you just got to select personally. You know, we could make a list of all the books, but there's a book by Adler, if you want to get a list of the classics, Adler, a book called How to Read a Book. How to Read a Book by Adler. And in it, he's got a list of what he thinks are the, 100 most important books ever written. Use that as a start. But then you've just got to go to the library. You've just got to go to the bookstore. You know, a library is something that's personal. Because one book that I've got that I think is really great, you might go through it and say, I think the guy's crazy. Which is okay, right? Because sure enough, one you think is really great, I think the guy's off his rocker. But because, you know, different books and different styles and different ways of putting things is going to appeal to different people. So a library is something personal, something you select, something you go through the books. Look to see things that appeal to you. Okay.